Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. This is Carinthia. This is a new mod map out by BlackpatModding. This is set in Austria, the southernmost state of Austria. On the eastern end of the Alps is where it sits in real life. The map looks like this. On New Farmer, we start with the main farm area up there. On Farm Management Start from scratch, you don't own it, but all the stuff is on there. I'll talk about slot counts in a moment. And that is 93,036 to buy that plot. But on New Farmer, we start with that, Field 54, Field 29, 1 and 3 down the bottom. Field prices, as you can imagine, on the smaller fields over on this side, start off really cheaply. 19 grand, 18 grand, 16 grand. We've got some forestry areas which are a little bit more expensive, and then we build up as we go west across the map to the more medium size and the large, and even the larger fields. 59 out there, 301,000, 60 is there, 264,000, not mega expensive. Now the verges, the periphery of the map can't be purchased, but we'll get to this later on. There are around the map lots of little plots like this: 175, 176, 177, 178, 170, 171. We have got further up, where are they? 172, 3 and 4, and then we had some more here as well: 162, 163, 164. Those are for apple trees, and the apple trees are a production. So if you buy those little plots, any of those, you get an apple tree which can be placed later on as well. So we'll talk about mods that have been put in by the map maker. There are, well, it shows in the mod hub 9 required mods, and when you download the map it automatically downloads those 9. When you then go to start the map it says you need 2 more, which it then goes away to download, so it's 11 required mods. They are listed in the description. I'm not going to read them all out now. That being said, the map this is a very challenging map because of the terrain, because of where it is in the world, and it's mountainous and hilly, and you'll see as we go around it's very picturesque. It's really nicely done. The lighting's great, colour palette's great, texture palette works. It's, yeah, very nice indeed. So if we go into our build mode and we go down to, wasn't under, oh, it was the silos next. So yeah, I won't go for the required mods, but put in by the map maker. We've got a hayloft there with a 1 million litre capacity. We've got a Farmer 800 silo. It's an old style shed with an 80,000 litre capacity. Now I wasn't sure if that was a typo. It's supposed to be 800,000. The Farmer 800 is normally bigger, but it says 80,000. It's only a small one, so I'm assuming that's correct. 80,000. We've then got bale storage, 350 pieces, and then we have got under nothing under silo extensions, containers, tools or farmhouses over and above the required mods. If we go to productions and we go to factories, you'll see here put in by the map maker we've got a biogas plant, 500 kilowatt. That takes chaff as well. We'll talk about what you start with in a moment. And there we've got fish farming, which we'll get to later on. The apple trees are under here under factories, and then we've got the rest of the required mods. I think we've got under animals, we've got cows. So we've got a cow pasture there which will hold 45 that's been put in. We've got chickens that's been put in over and above. That one there will hold 80 chickens. Then under decoration there was nothing, but landscaping we had quite a lot of painting textures. As you scroll across here you'll see these, oh, I don't know why I zoomed in on that, concretes, dirt, and we go right the way through, cobbles and all sorts of stuff. So anyway, yeah, there's a whole load of paint textures all thrown in there as well. Wet sand, plates, rock, yeah, thrown in. If we go into our vehicles and scroll down, our start machinery is the same in all 3 game modes. Actually, I might as well say now, the slot count on New Farmer, Farm Management Start from scratch is 1,281. You have all the same equipment, all the same start stuff. The difference is you just don't own the land on Farm Management Start from scratch, which, as I've shown you, you can buy the main farm for 93,000, I think it was. So you do start with all the same stuff. If we go down here to mods and DLCs, this is one of the required mods, but just to show you that under required mods you've got these 2 tankers for the diesel production that's in here as well. So from here we're going to whiz across and up the steps. This map feels massive. There's a lot of out and back on this map, which some people may find frustrating potentially. This first sell point, this is a weird one. This first sell point here, this is fruit purchase snot spoon. That's what it says. I'll show you. Oh dear, if I can find myself. Where are we on the map? Here, we're here. So we started just on an overlook here. So we're at this point here. And it says fruit purchase snot spoon. I'm not making it up. It really does. If we go out and have a look just here, I'm about to see, but down the road, we'll see it a little bit better from the main road. Our harvester is down there by the side of a field. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to jump over to the farm, but if we follow this roadway just out here, and I'll show you on the map. So this track here is this track here. If we follow that track all the way along, it takes us to the main farm. So I will see you at the main farm in a moment. Okay, so near the farm. The scenery and stuff is stunning. It really is staggering. So we've got some start machinery and equipment in here. That's not a silage. Oh, it's a silage clamp. Silage clamp. We've got a styer, forage wagon, grass work equipment, all tucked away in this little barn here. If we just jump the fence here and down into this bit. Have I gone the wrong way? Yes, I did a kind of route round. Bale storage. So bale storage is here, 350. Did I say it was? I'm sure it was 350. Yep, 350 bale storage just here. We come across, we've got a chicken pen. Just here. This will hold... No, this wasn't chickens, this was pigs. Pig pen. 10 pigs in here. Sheep pen, just over here. The sheep pen will hold 40. We've got a manure plate just there. Cow pasture, which will hold 45. Just here. So we come back across, we've got more machinery and equipment. A cedar just there. John Deere. New Holland tractor. Wardrobe trigger, sleep trigger just here. Plough, trailer, fertiliser spreader, or lime spreader just there. 1 millilitre hayloft, just here. As we come through, this is the 80,000 litre. I can't imagine this is 800,000 litre because it's built into this old shed. But in and out just there. Fuel tank, there. As we come across, we've got an indoor barn for cows, which will also hold 45. I'm sure it was 45. The Landsberg farm. Where's the trigger? There we go. Yep, 45. Come out the other side of here. Now, what I will say is everything here at the farm, once you own the farm, can be... Well, hang on. Proviso. All the main buildings can be sold. All of the animal pens can be sold. Weirdly, this shed here can't. I couldn't sell this shed. All the fencing can be removed, but there are some decorative objects like wheelbarrows, log piles, things that couldn't be removed. If you do remove the buildings and animal pens and stuff, it will look like this. And we can get the slot count down from 1,281 to 1,107. You can probably get it lower. That's how the lowest I got it to, but you can probably get it lower if you sell other buildings and stuff around the map. What we will do is was over here because we've got a little bit more. Chickens was over here. If we hop the fence just there, a chicken pen pasture for 80. And then we've got these two. Now this is where I've got a bit of a quandary. This is one of the required mods. So we have got here small gardens. Now on all 3 game modes you start with 2 small gardens here at the main farm, and you start with the biogas plant already that you own on all 3 game modes. But if you look across here, this is what these gardens require: water, seed, solid fertiliser, straw, manure and garden substrate. Now I've been around the entire map trying to find somewhere that produces garden substrate. So I thought, okay, well it's going to be one of those ones where you come in here and you've got to buy them. So if we go to our big bag pallets, nothing under there. Big bags, nothing under there. Pallets, nothing there. And bales, no. Without the garden substrate you can't run those. And I have no idea where to get it from. There's not a buy point that says you can buy garden substrate. There's not like a compost production. That's got me a little bit baffled. So you may well know, and it might be it needs another mod added in for that. I'm not 100%, but it seemed a bit peculiar. So we'll grab the tractor. let's get cracking, because we have got a very weird route round to go. You'll see as we go. Like I said, the landscape is stunning, and this is going to be. And we get a lot of mod maps, forestry maps, which I say are going to be challenging terrain. We don't get that many farming ones, but this, some of the fields are seriously steep. We have got a lot of this. I'm going to be doing a lot of cutting backwards and forwards because we've got a lot of out and back roads, which if I take all of them out and back, it's going to take us forever. We have got a pasture over here for horses. I may be something obvious with the garden substrate, but like I said, I couldn't find anything. So a horse pasture just here will hold 5. And as far as I can tell as well, going around, that's all of the animal pens. Sometimes you get fields and pastures and stuff. I've bought up plots that I could find. Water source just there. So what we're going to do now is take this route out, and I'll show you on the map where we are and where we're heading, and I'll say why. So this is the main farm. We're taking this. There's a track that runs right the way along here. We're heading out to these points here, furthest out in the northwest. We're going to work down this side of the map first, come across the bottom, then we're going to go up this side and take in all these ones as we come back along. Now I'm not going to buy all of the apple trees, like as I've shown you all the plots where they all are. He says, yeah, all these little plots. When we get to here, actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to buy one of those now and that one there now, and do that and that, because I want to show you them in the production chain. Actually, if we go to here, and I'll show you on the ground as well. So we can do apple trees require just water, and they'll run at 60 cycles per month. If you do water and manure, they'll do 120. If you do both, you'll get a more rapid production, and you can produce your apples, which then can be sold. I'm not sure then. I don't think there's another production on here that requires the apples other than just to sell them. But when we get to them, like I say, I'll show you, what's going on at each location. Contracts are available on this map. And where we are going out, I will show you the route. The coming back, I won't necessarily. Now, all the fences around the farm you could sell. I don't see any reason at all to think that you can't. Once you've bought up the fields, a lot of these fields have these fences round. I don't see any reason at all why you wouldn't be able to sell the fences from around the fields as well, because a lot of the fields do have fencing around them, and it's the same fencing that's around the farm. So, like I said, I can't see a reason why not. I'm going to cut in through the forest here because it gets quite steep. So if I go across at an angle, I should be able to get it there a little bit quicker and easier. And again, I'll show you the route that it would have taken, and it's quite windy. We have got a few productions on here that duplicate, which was not necessarily odd. I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't have 2 productions of the same thing. But anyway, so up here on the hillside we have got a dairy. Now this is just for cheese, and it's quite expensive, so bear with me a minute. I'm going to have to put some money in. I'm going to use the government subsidy signs, because this production here, I love the building, is 230 grand, and it only does cheese. You bring milk and it does cheese. That's all it does here. Like I say, quite expensive, tucked away in the trees up in the forest. So bear with me. I'm going to put some money in. Okay, so other production, 230 grand. As I said, production, cheese, milk in, cheese out. I think we can open the side door here. I think that's the only door that opens, actually. So, cheese production. Oh, we're stuck. From here then. And down the hill. Now I'm going to cut some of this off. I don't know if you can see bottom left on the map. The track zigzags backwards and forwards because it's quite steep. There are a couple of bits on here, I have to say. I took one turning when I was doing my kind of prep for the map tour, and I turned and thought, whoa, okay. So I'm going to cut down across these, but the track does zigzag backwards and forwards. We're heading down looking for the roadway. Which is just down here. Once we hit the road, I'm going to turn this way, right up into the northwest corner of the map, which is where the fish farming is. So a little pond up here, which we can purchase. I like the way it's built in, it's very cool. So we come across the bridge here, got this pond area here. And if we buy this, 150,000. We've got fish farming. So corn, mineral feed, wheat, potatoes and barley in. Fishes out. That's fish farming. So crossing back over the bridge. Got to remember, there are so many little side turnings. Lovely little kind of hamlet villages, little clusters of houses on mountain sides or hillsides, I guess, not mountain sides, but just down there is the farmers market. Just there. And we need to go back this direction. Like I said, I always show when I do a map, I'll show you where we are and where we've been, because there's a lot of backwards and forwards, and sometimes it's just nice to be able to look on the map and, you know, visualise on the map what you're seeing on the ground. But you see what I mean about the I say it's not even undulating, it's not undulating. It's a little bit more than undulating. Now I'm going to cut down across here and we'll take the road out from here. But this is the second dairy. So the first dairy up on the hillside in the trees is just for cheese. This is a more standardised dairy. So this will do your regular things for 70 grand. Whoa! So butter, cheese and chocolate can be done here at the standard dairy. We'll call it that. There's so many places, this is another one of those maps, so many places you make a turn and look and think, oh wow, look at that view. But that'll make a fantastic thumbnail. And you something, oh, that will make a fantastic thumbnail. It's all over. Absolutely fantastic. So you'll see why, if we'd have gone along the road, we have to go all the way along the road, then do a hairpin and come all the way back down here. So there are going to be a few bits where I'm going to cut across the grass and through trees and stuff just to get round it efficiently, really. We want to go... Oh, forgotten. The map's a confusing one. Yes, I want to go... Oh, small gardens. I forgot about those. We've got some more small gardens down that road. I'm just looking at my map tool thinking I missed those out completely. But they are the same. So let's jump up. Always out here. They are the same as the other ones up at the main farm. They'll just need to be purchased. He says, have I lost them? Oh, they're right here, aren't they? Here we go. But again, without the substrate, it's a yeah, maybe a problem, but there we go. They look like that because you don't own them yet. So they look like they've got stuff growing in them, and then once you purchase them, that stuff will disappear until you put the particular things in that they require. So that's those, right. I'm glad I looked at them because I had missed that off completely. Right. We are going to take a turning and kind of come back on ourselves again. It's probably why the map feels so huge. It's one of those ones there's, yeah, because of the routes you've got to go. And apologies if I have missed something. I do try and scour across the map looking for plots of land that can be purchased, that may have animal pastures on, may have sell points on, may have production chains on. Occasionally I miss some, but I do try to make sure I get everything. Austria is one of those places in the world I would love to go. One of my best friends went to Austria a few years ago with his wife, and he said it was just stunning with the mountains and little chateaus and castles, and oh, it's just, yeah, it's one of those places I would love to visit. So, all out here, and turning this one here. This is diesel production. We'll stop just there. So we buy this for 170,000. We produce diesel, sunflower, canola or soybean, and soybean should I say, for the recipe, to produce diesel. And as we've already seen, there's the 2 tankers you can grab for transporting said diesel. Come further out, we've got some sell points. So just over there, we've got the forestry sell point for wood. Around the back here, we've got Oldman's. This is Oldman's grain sell point. And then we've got agricultural trade, which is this sell point just here. Now's probably a good time to jump back on the map and show you where we are and where we have been. So we were at this crossroad, well, I say crossroad, but that junction there, and I whizzed down and showed you that airborne. We then drove along that road here and came across, and we're now all the way up here. So that's where your diesel factory is, and 3 sell points here. We need to whiz round the back there because that's quite a steep hill. I thought, oh, I could just cut across there. That's not going to work. Round the back there to those next ones, and then we're going to work our way down. There's a lot. It's a challenging map because of the terrain, but it's also packed. I mean, there's so much stuff on here. Come out here and take this little side turning up into these houses. There's just a little house here, a sell point. I think it's house sale early. That's URLI, not early as in early morning. So just tucked up here, little sell point. Earliest. I remember it was earliest. There you go. Just there. Now some of this is small to medium equipment territory. This is not, you know, like I say, a lot of these sell points, steep hills, difficult access in and out. But I like the fact it gives it a kind of more immersive feel to it. You've got all these little sell points dotted around all over the place, and it is a lot of out and back. It makes it feel more realistic, I think, because of that. Right, from here. I'm going to take the next turning on the right. Down here. Which brings us to the sawmill. It's a standard sawmill. Wood in, pallets, planks and wood chip out, so lumber in, and then what I'm going to do here, I am going to cut across here because it makes it easier to get to the next point. So just through this little bit of woodland down the side of the field. To this point here, this is pallet sale. There is a pallet factory, but you can sell pallets here, so sale of pallets, just there. And back out to the main road. Across the road here. Where's the turning? Just here. We've got the tailors production chain. Just there. Around the back of here we've got sale market. So market sell point, kind of like a supermarket sell point I guess, just there. And then, just make sure I don't miss anything. Oh yeah, it's up here. We've got the modernised flour mill just here, one of the required mods. Now, I've always said with required mods, I don't kind of go into depth on them because it's they're mods that have been out for a while, and you can look in the mod hub and mod reviews and stuff have been done, but this will do corn flour, canola flour, sunflower flour, soybean flour, bread cake. I mean, there's loads of different recipes for all sorts of stuff under this, under the modernised flour mill. There's an absolute ton of different recipes. Why is that duplicating over and over and over again? Wow, okay, that's insane. Okay, wow. That's a lot of different recipes. Modernised flour mill. A bit too modern for my liking. Gas station just there, and diesel sell point just there. So if you want to produce diesel at the diesel factory and then sell it, it's a sell point there for diesel. I just need to check my map because I'm trying to remember now. We are here. Yes, I need to turn right here first. Down here first. I'm now thinking, am I going to fit all this in? Hope so. I'll cut out the drive back up here because obviously we've done the drive down. Sweeping down to the animal dealer. And pet trade bale sale. So all the way down here. Another little valley tucked away. We've got the animal dealer. Around the back of here we've got the pet trade bale sale. Just there. So back up this track. I'll see you on the main road in just a second. So back to the main road and out here, and then next left we've got a vehicle workshop. Just there. We've got a fuel tank that can be filled. Now we've got at this point here seed and mineral feed storage tank. We've got a liquid fertilizer storage tank, and we've got a solid fertilizer storage tank. So this is all storage solutions. This plot of land here, so we come back up here. If you buy this plot 160 and do that and that, you get access to the shed. So if you want to use the shed for storage, and have this as a contracting yard or storage yard, whatever you want to do, you absolutely can. Up over the rise here. Now this one's got me a little bit puzzled. It's something I have to go away and check because I could be completely wrong on this. It's one of those things that in my head I'm thinking I'm sure I'm right, but then now I'm doubting myself. We've got more storage, but we've got 2 liquid manure tanks. Now that is the in and out icons. So putting in, taking out. So we can store liquid manure there. Now these manure heaps have only got an out trigger because these are supposed to be placed near animal pens and they will fill up. Now, as far as I'm aware, you can't put into these. I can't bring a trailer of manure and tip it in there. I'm sure these only fill up from animal pens. So there are 2 manure heaps here which you can take out of, but if I'm right, there's no way of putting into them. And there's no animal pens here because I suddenly thought, oh, maybe there's an animal pen, maybe there's a pasture, and I've missed it. There doesn't appear to be. I might have to do some testing there because I was always under the impression you couldn't fill them up, otherwise it would have an in trigger, wouldn't it, as well as an out. Anyway, could be wrong on that, but there's 2 manure heaps there. So from here we have got a bit of a drive, and I may speed this up. I have to try and work it out, and I've got to also remember the route. So from here we come over the brow of the hill, and we've got a fork we're going to take to the left, because that's all the sell points and stuff on that side, well this side of the map, should I say, the western side of the map. We're going to go across, I say across, not across the bottom, but I'm going to turn here. Well, I'll show you because it's quite a drive from here actually. So we've done all these. We did down to the animal dealer. So we're down here now. We're going to go along this road here till we hit this road here. We're going to go up that track there, all the way along that track there to this road, all the way along that road down here to the southeast corner of the map. Then we're going to come up this side and we're going to work our way across and back up again. So I'll probably leave it recording, but I'll probably speed up the journey across here because I know sometimes people say you skip it and we want to see the landscape. So yeah. And here we are arriving at the lime factory. This is one of the additional mods that it then subsequently asked to be downloaded. Once purchased, it's stone in, lime out. 80 grand. There we go. Stone in, lime out. Now we're going to head up the side, and this was one of those bits I said about the road being really steep, and I suppose it's one of those bits you probably would never normally go to. When I looked at the map, it looked like there was a little road, a little track up the back. There wasn't. It looked like there was. So I'm going to cut straight up here through the woodland, and you'll see. We come out on a road, and it was like, whoa, hang on. I thought I'd made a horrible mistake. Look at this. I can't believe this still goes up this at 6 miles an hour. What a beast. I guess the road's just supposed to disappear off and no one notices, but because I would be the one person that takes that route, wouldn't I? So, turning back on ourselves here, we've got carpentry up on the hill just here. Just down the road here we have got another gas station, but I'm going to pull up here, so gas station just on the right, because those 2 apple trees that I bought are up here. Now this is where I say puzzled is the wrong word. Oh, I don't know, maybe. So you've got your putting in here, and we've already seen these take water and manure. Water at 60 cycles per month, water and manure 120 cycles per month. And they produce apples. We've seen that in the production chain already. But there's nothing on here for managing it, which I don't suppose there is any need to manage it from here. And also I'm not sure whether this produces pallets of apples. There doesn't seem to be a centralised place, and there's nothing on the ground marked. I'm assuming they will just appear built into the map. So, and there's another one over there, and like I said, there's loads of plots all around the map, and nothing to stop you putting more in because they're under factories. But because there are a lot of them, I would imagine on here there's a lot of production chains. You're running close to the limit of how many factories and productions you can probably have. But it's something to be aware of. We go back into our menu here. Yeah. So you can go into here and run the productions. So when you've set them up and running, you've got water and you just turn them on as you normally would do. So I've got nothing in there, and then you can set them to store, sell, or distribute, depending on whether you've got somewhere that requires apples or you just want to sell them directly. You can, but that's what the apple trees look like with the triggers. So back to the map again, and I will show you. So we came right the way across there to the bottom. We came up there and up that steep hill there. Carpentry, 2 apple trees and gas station. We're going to now head along the road here and turn up there and take in these sell points and stuff as we come up the map. There's not many left now, but again, it's the way the terrain changes as well from the open countryside. And when I say open countryside, there's a lot of forest intermingled, a kind of very Bavarian feel to it, which I like as well. And then up into sort of more the town area with sell points up here with all these little houses clustered on the hill. Like I said, it's packed with stuff. So what's happening here? Now that says Hoff, which is the farm. That track there, if we follow it from where we are now, that junction there, that track leads right the way along, past where we were at the snot thingy, snot spoon, weird, and then goes all the way up and takes us back up to the farm. So that is the one that says Hoff. And when we go along the side of this road in a minute, I'll show you. We'll look across the valley to where the harvester is sat by the edge of a field, and we don't own, which is interesting because we don't own any of the fields there. I'm not sure why it's been left there, but it has. So the shop is the vehicle shop and workshop trigger, which is also the reset point. We've also got a few more of the apple trees dotted around here as well. When you look on the map, there's one to the left just there, that's an apple tree. Just up on the side of the hill there is an apple tree, but they are, I've shown you the map already, but they are about. So this is the vehicle shop, workshop trigger and reset point for the map. Quite a narrow exit and entryway, so like I say, small to medium equipment. Then we're going to go, trying to remember, yes it is this way. Was it this way? No, it wasn't. No, it was the next turn in. It's alright, we'll cut around the back of here. So I think I don't remember there being people before. That's because that's a walkway. This was the road we were supposed to come up. This one here. Which brings us to the bakery, just here. And opposite is the fire station, which is one of the required mods. Now, I don't think we can access it until we own the building. Pretty sure this door won't open. No. So, we are now, from there, we went to the shop. I was supposed to go out and up that one, and I went out and up that one by mistake. So this plot here, 181, if we buy that plot, which gives us access to the fire station, there's no sell points or anything there, but this is a fantastic mod. I'm not going to go into all the details of the mod, but there's a lift and stairs and all various different elements to this. If we go right the way through, we can come into the main section. There's plenty of fire engine mods and stuff out now, especially some German ones as well. It's HR forced ones, and is it erShaba? Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. But anyway, fire station, if you want to go through and have a bit more immersion and run a storyline with fire engines and things, which will become more relevant if we get the fire rescue set up to console. Creative Mesh did say it was coming. It's been a while since FarmCon, I know, but it's going to be a very difficult thing to cross over, so I can understand why it's taken a long time, and if potentially we don't get it, I can totally understand why. So if we sweep up here, I stop just here. I'm going to block the traffic, I know. If we look across the valley there, you just see through the gap there. I'll zoom in. That's the harvester sat there with the header on header trailer. It is what it is. Up the hill. I mean, it's a struggle for the tractor a lot of the time. You imagine having a trailer full of stuff on the back of it as well. Then we've got some more apple trees dotted along here as well. So to our right is another sell point. That's Alpe's Country Trade. The sell point is just around the back of that building. To the left here is the Pallet Factory. So we had the pallet sale. This is the Pallet Factory. None of the productions require them, so it really would just come down to, it's just another production to have and run, so we can make our pallets here. If we buy that for 25 grand, not too expensive. Wood in, pallets and wood chips out, and then we can just take those pallets and sell them. As I say, it's not like Frontier where a lot of the productions need pallets as well. From here back onto the main road, I say main road. What counts as the main road here? We've got the spinnery on our left. And then this road snakes round, hairpins back on itself, and takes us up to the north to the biogas plant, which, like I said before, on all three game modes we do start with. Ooh. I do like the way every now and again you've got a bit where it'll go from metalled road to a dirt road, and it's that instant bomb. It's like, right, we're not laying any more roads here, bang, stop, onto dirt road. If we go to the right first, now we own the biogas plant in all three game modes. You can buy the land separately. It's not too expensive. Got 3 silage clamps up on the hillside here. Then we come back around down into the actual biogas plant itself. Now I did wonder, because I thought this is a modded one, I thought, I wonder whether or not this is where you get garden substrate from, but if you click on this one, you will see that we've got silage, slurry, manure, sugar beet cut and chaff in, electric charge, methane, so we produce methane here, which we can take out, and digestate. Nothing about substrates, but that's your biogas plant. And as I said, if we go back to our map, from here, we then followed the road all the way out, past Alpi's Country Trade, Pallet Factory, Spinnery. That little hairpin back around there took us right past Fruit Purchase Snot Spoon. I'm going to keep saying that because it just makes me smile. I'm such a child. And then back up the road there to the biogas plant. From the biogas plant, if we come out and take that track, it takes us back towards the main farm. Like I say, apologies if I have missed anything. I think I've got pretty much everything in. So I haven't bought up all the apple trees. But I think I've shown all the productions. I'm pretty sure everything else. We take this track out here. I think one of those clusters was 1.6, I'm going to say 162, 163, 164 of apple trees was out this way somewhere, but I can't remember where. I'm going to have to check that because it's going to drive me mad otherwise. Where was it? Oh yeah, just up there. So just north of the farm actually. Can we follow this up? Just as the ground rises up ahead of us, that's where the main farm is. And this track will lead us back up into the farm. And that's the map. That's Carinthia by BlackpatModding. Did I say it was 267.19 megabytes download? Not sure if I did. Probably just got too overexcited at the start. But anyway, I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.